Congrats, Jase. How easy was it to sign on?
Yeah, it's probably been a long time coming at this point, but yeah, I'm obviously pretty excited to stay for another 4 years. So we've got a good group, and I think I'm pretty excited for what we have to offer for the next 4 years. So I'm looking forward to it.
What made it a bit of a long process?
I just wanted to play footy this year really, and just enjoy my footy and sort of just let my manager handle it, obviously the contract stuff, and it was a bit dragged out, but obviously it was something that we thought was maybe okay, and yeah, I mean, I was happy with the end of the day. So.
And 4 years to have that security now going forward, I mean, how nice is that to sort of be able to map out the next sort of 4 or 5 years of your life?
Yeah, I mean, obviously 4 years, that's a big contract, I'd say, and being from Adelaide, obviously that's something that I was happy with. Obviously my family and friends are here, and yeah, I was happy to stay. So yeah, if they're going to give me that 4 years, obviously shows their faith in me, and they believe in what I can do. So I'm very happy.
How much more special is it giving your family links at this club?
Yeah, obviously it's extremely special. I think obviously had Dad, in my ear a fair bit as well. So me and him were talking about it a fair bit, and obviously Uncle Sean played here as well, and brothers that come through, Sanford and AFL as well. So yeah, I guess to keep adding to that legacy for the next 4 years is going to be pretty special.
How has what the club means you changed since growing up with the club in your life to actually play for it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you're young, you're just a kid, and you look up to the players, and I always wanted to be around the club when I was little, and especially when Dad was playing. Me and my brothers would come in, and we'd have fun over here in the pool and jump in there on hot days and stuff. So but now to be playing, it's obviously it's changed a little bit. Not so much a fan anymore, but now obviously now a player. But yeah, I'm just so happy to be at this club, and that they've given me the opportunity.
Was there any, thought at all? I guess everyone assumes, and all the fans assume you'll be here for life, or whatever. Was there any thought at all of, or any offers from elsewhere? I'm
not too sure about any other clubs. Obviously, like I said, I just played footy, and I let the manager do the talking there with this managers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was a pretty easy decision to stay in and choose Port Adelaide. Obviously, like I said, I'm from here, and friends and family. So yeah, I wasn't too sure about the other clubs.
How important is it for you to see the other guys re-sign last week, and just in general for the club to keep locking down this young core?
Yeah, I think it gave me a lot of confidence to sign on, even more than I already had. Obviously you have Miles, who's such a key part of our team now, and he's had such an amazing year, and obviously there was a lot of speculation about him going, and for him to stay for 2 more years. And then Josh, who's probably my best mate at the club, who's signed now for another 2 years as well. I'm really excited for what they can bring, and what what we have young talent coming through as well, who I think can add a lot to this group.
Was there any banter in the house about your housemate signing on before you did?
Or? We actually didn't really speak about it. I think maybe a week before he re-signed, he said, "Oh yeah, I think I'm about to re-sign," and then I was like, "Oh well, then I better get rolling then." So yeah, no, we'll see. It's good to have him around, and yeah, I'm excited to have him around the club as well for 2 more years.
So you're hoping to be a Port player for life, and maybe wear the number 7 longer than your dad even? Is there any competition there?
Hopefully, yeah. I think I'd like to stay for my whole career, and yeah, if I could get dad done games or whatever not, would be good. So I'd always have that over his head, so it would be nice.
How you going with luring Naz to the club?
Yeah, that's a good question. He's undecided at the moment, obviously, and he's going to do what's best for him and his family. So whether that become or stay at Saints, I back him in to make the best decision he can, and but I'd love to have him here. I think all the boys would love to have him, and the fans, because he's such a talent, and he could push us further into the contention of premiership. So yeah, I'd love to have him though.
Which way do you think he's leaning?
He actually doesn't know. From what I've been told, he's still undecided, obviously, and but like I said, I think everyone would love to have him here. He's such a good player, but end of the day, like I said, his decision that he's going to make is going to be what's best for him. So but hopefully that's here.
There's been a lot of talk about your friendship with him, and maybe that being a draw card. How close are you guys?
Yeah, no, we're extremely close. We're talking every day. Every time he's back in Adelaide, we're catching up, and a bit of the Yochi here and there, obviously, like we would have seen, which is pretty funny when that got out. But yeah, no, we're pretty much like brothers, so it's it'd be pretty good to have him at the club.
What's the sales pitch? I mean, obviously you love it here. What do you and Jason sort of say to him about the club, and what would make it a special place for him to come and join?
Yeah, I mean, he's already got links, obviously. Like his uncle played here, so not only that, but I think growing up, he was around the club a little bit. There's a photo going around of it was me, him. We had Cozzy here as well. We could go on the indoor facility and kick the footy around. So he's actually been around the club a fair bit when he was younger as well. So not only that, but I said to him, think about we're gonna have fun. It's like you got me, Horny here as well, and he knows some of the other boys as well, and like Josh. But yeah, it's obviously a serious serious job, obviously AFL. But I said to him, just think about the fun we could have as well.
So do you feel it's like, sorry Matty, do you feel like if he's coming home, there's only one option there?
I'm not too sure. Obviously, I can never be inside his head and fully know, but hopefully that Port is the only decision he'd make if he came back home.
Have you got a sense of when he might make a decision?
No, I've got no idea when he'd make his decision. Obviously, we've still got a fair bit left in the year to go. I think 8 weeks or whatever. So, plus final. So, I'm sure he's going to make his mind up over that period of time, and hopefully makes the right one.
How many years have you been friends? Since you were really young?
Well, we've known each other since we were 8, 7, around there. Sort of grew up around footy together. And then obviously we did the state pathways, all that stuff, state 16s and, AFL Academy and, there's Aboriginal footy carnivals and stuff. We get to verse each other and be around each other. So, it's good to see his development as a player and a person. It's really good to see.
Did you realise he was this good?
No, I was actually saying earlier, he's always been good, but I never thought he'd be this good. He's unbelievable. The things he can do, and he can play multiple positions as well. So it's pretty damaging, and in my eyes, probably a top 5 player in the comp.
How have you seen your own form this year?
I think it's been okay. I think it's probably not to the standard that I think or I know I can get to, and I think everyone knows, when I'm playing my best footy, how good I can be and how much I can help this team. So for this last, back half of the year, really got to knuckle down and try to get my best form back, and it's obviously because it instills confidence in me knowing that the club still has faith in me to give me this contract as well. But like I said, I think that if I can get back to my best footy, I'll go a long way in helping this team win.
Have you got a sense as to why that is? Because I remember at the start of the year you had that Richmond game, the Essendon game, you were sort of picked up where you left off in that Hawthorn final. Have you got a sense as to why you're going to lose it more inconsistent lately?
Not really. It's probably hard to pin one thing, but I do have high standards for myself, and the way I critique myself now compared to last year's, I changed a lot, and like I said, I hold myself to high regard and come in the games. I want to be the best player in the field, and sometimes, obviously, or most times, it's going to be hard to be the best player in the field. But I think just for me going forward, I just think a bit of confidence back, and like I said, the players and the coaches instilling confidence in me. So hopefully it's a return to form soon.
Do you have a preferred position? I feel like whenever you go to half back, you really dominate down there, but you spend a lot of time on the wing. Is there a place you prefer to settle up when your career's sort of at its peak? That's the question everyone sort of asks me. Obviously chats with Kenny and Josh. There's sort of where do they want to play me? Where do I want to play? And what's best for the team? And obviously we have such a good group of backs down there that half backs and whatnot. Like Josh, Kane, Conno's gone down there. Miles and Lockie. So and you look at the wing. We just sort of don't have as much, I guess, talent there. So they put me there. But I'm happy to play both roles, and I do know that I'll probably play my best footy at half back. But the team does need me to be on the wing, and because obviously, like I said, we don't really have much depth there. So, I'm happy to play both positions, and I'd be happy to keep playing a split between both in the future as well.
A lot of outs, of course, to deal with this week. And Ollie Moore looks like he was playing in the ones. If he is to get given a go, how keen is he to sort of prove himself after a big spell out of the side?
Yeah, he played really well on the weekend as well in the Sandford. I think he had 5 goals. And he's a competitive beast, and he definitely makes our team better when he's flying. And because Luke Owen and Mitch, they're probably not the biggest, and crash packs and stuff. So when Lloyd's up and about, that's something that he can bring to the team and do for us. So I definitely know he's hungry to get back in the team, and whether that be this week or whenever that is, I'm sure he'll take his opportunity.